Right. Did your mom work?
My mom, excuse me, worked for Mrs. DeMilo. If you know anything about the flats, you know about the Black and Tan. It was a bar, and Dominic DeMilo ran it. His sister and him ran it. But my mother worked for them.
And these are Italian Americans, right?
Right. They lived out in Perkinswood. I had an incident that happened. My mother used to go out for parties, and sometimes my father would go, and he'd be the bartender, and she would serve. So anyway, I was out there, and this, I was like picking up glasses, taking them to the kitchen. and one incident that really showed me who I was when I overheard two Caucasian men saying, "Boy, that's a sharp-looking nigger. Boy, I'd like to get her." I go, "Whoa!" And I hauled off and tried to hit him, and somebody held me back, and it was my father. And he said, "Bob, you're going to have to go home." He said, they don't mean anything by it. So I walked all the way from Perkinswood all the way to the Benton home.
Now that's what I call a story. So you were taking up for your mom.
Right. She hadn't overheard anything they said.
Right.
But I was, whatever.
Well, they probably have had a little too much to drink, and you know how people say things.
Yeah.
So did you ever go back to that house again to help?
Yes, no, not for help.
Not after that, huh?
They didn't want me back, but I used to go out there and cut grass.
Uh-huh.
And we had the old push lawnmowers, and
right.
they had giant yards.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they give me $5 and sometimes $3
mm-hmm.
for that whole yard. And I go, "Geez, you even with a riding lawnmower."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, you know something that's really astonishing to me is most of the interviews that I've done, most of the black women worked in the homes of white women.
Yes.
Cleaning, doing their laundry, ironing. And that amazes me because that's how it was in the South. And that's why most of the black people moved north, so they didn't have to be domestics anymore, but they still ended up being domestic workers.
Domestic workers, right. Because we used to, my mother worked for a couple different people, and one had a son that was the same age as my brother Dodo Douglas. And she used to give his old clothes to my mother, and my brother used to wear them to school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was a blessing.
Yeah.